I remember standing there, feeling the weight of a single moment. The air was thick, almost heavy with uncertainty. It's funny how life leads us to these crossroads, isn't it? The clock seemed to tick differently in that instance. I saw people rush by, yet I felt frozen. What was I waiting for? Sometimes inaction speaks the loudest. Suddenly, a child's laughter broke through my thoughts. How could joy coexist with my heavy heart? I realized then we often mask our feelings with a smile. What if I let my true emotions show? The truth is, embracing our fears can lead to unexpected freedom. Will I take that leap? I take a deep breath, standing at the edge of my thoughts. It's now or never. The child's laughter echoes in my mind, reminding me of joy. I think about the choices I've avoided, each one a road not taken, each one a weight on my heart. How did I end up here? A moment passes, and I can feel the world pressing in. It's not just the child's laughter. It's an invitation to step forward. What if I let go of my fear? Would it free me? The thought swirls in my mind, wrestling with doubt. My heart races. I see an elderly couple nearby, holding hands, their smiles glowing, embodying a life lived fully. Their joy ignites a spark in me. I realize my fears are only a fraction of the joy waiting beyond the comfort zone.
I think about my dreams tucked away like forgotten toys. It's time to dust them off and play again. What holds me back? The fear of failing, of not reaching the heights I've envisioned. But isn't the risk part of the journey? A gentle breeze carries laughter around me, urging me to decide. I can play it safe or choose to leap. I stand taller, gathering courage. My heart is slowly opening, ready to embrace uncertainty. Isn't that where life thrives? I take a step forward. The sound of laughter grows louder, resonating deep within, compelling me toward action. Now with newfound clarity, I ponder, what if I choose courage? What if I finally leap toward my dreams? Taking a deep breath, I step forward. The world seems larger, full of possibilities I once ignored. A child laughs nearby, chasing a butterfly. In that moment, I am reminded of innocence and joy. I approach a small cafe, its familiar aroma inviting. It's here I often dreamed of writing. As I sit down, I recall my dreams. They feel close yet distant, like a mirage. What if today was the day I turned those dreams into actions? A small voice whispers, "Just start." I write a few lines, my heart races. Each word feels like a step into the unknown. Suddenly, a couple enters, laughing. Their ease reminds me of the joys of connection. Their love is palpable, a gentle reminder of what truly matters. I want that kind of fulfillment. Yet as I observe, a doubt creeps in. What if I fail? What if it's too late? But isn't fear just part of the journey? I've faced challenges before, this can't be different. I remind myself every success is built on the ashes of previous failures. I am not alone. I take another breath, this time deeper. The ambience feels charged, full of potential. With a renewed sense of purpose, I decide to reach out to an old friend, a potential collaborator. It's been years since we last spoke, but sometimes rekindling old ties can unveil new paths. I hit send. A small act, yet it feels monumental, like breaking a seal on an uncharted journey. Moments pass. I sit, fingers tapping nervously on the table. Is this what courage feels like? Suddenly the phone buzzes, a reply. My heart beats faster, curiosity mixes with fear. They're interested. It's a spark igniting the flame of hope. Everything feels possible right now. But with excitement, doubt lingers. Can we really create something meaningful together? I push the doubts aside. We've both grown, our experiences will shape our collaboration. As I sip my coffee, the warmth fills me. This is just the beginning, the starting line. I realize that taking the first step is often the hardest, but each step counts. I've chosen to embrace this moment. After all, the journey is just as important as the destination. What will I make of this newfound courage? The choice is mine to embrace or let it fade. I stood there, heart racing, questioning my next move. Who would I reach out to first? The possibilities felt endless. Deciding to call an old friend, I hesitated. What if they didn't want to hear from me? What was I really afraid of? I took a deep breath and pressed the button. The ringing felt like a countdown. Could this change everything? When they answered, I was surprised by the warmth in their voice. We talked for hours, reconnecting as if no time had passed. As we reminisced, I felt the weight of my insecurities lifting. Here was someone who understood my journey. We made plans to collaborate. My fears shifted to excitement. Did this even feel real? It was like a dream unfolding. But doubts crept back in. What if I messed up? What if I fell short of their expectations? Was I ready for this? In the quiet moments after our call, I reflected. I realized doubt was just a part of the journey, not the end. Maybe this courage was what I needed all along. The fear wouldn't define me, it would fuel my fire. That night I wrote down my goals. Each word felt like a promise to myself to stay true to this newfound path. The next morning brought a sense of clarity. The world felt like a canvas, and I was ready to make my mark. Now, as I take this leap, I ask myself, what if this is just the beginning? What will I choose to create? I stand at the edge of possibility, heart racing. What if every fleeting moment holds the key to our dreams? It's time to dive in. With my friend by my side, we sketch out our dreams like a map. Each line, each word fuels the fire within us. But doubt whispers, what if we fail? I catch my friend's eye and realize failure is just another step in our journey. As we talk, I feel the weight of past choices lifting. It's not too late. Every moment can be a new beginning. We make a pact, a commitment to take action. The world won't wait for our fears to dissolve. Now I ask myself, what will I do with this precious time? Each choice shapes our story. The canvas is ours.
Have you ever felt time stretch? In those moments, life seems to slow down. We often think we control our lives, yet choices, habits, and fears shape us. Take a moment to reflect on your day. What patterns do you notice? There's a comfort in routine, but it can also trap us. Have you ever felt stuck? That's where real growth begins. Now, what will you choose? Every decision can lead to something new. The air felt thick as I stood there, choices swirling in my mind. I took a deep breath, needing to ground myself in the moment. Another day, another decision. Do I stick with my safe path or take the plunge into the unknown? My heart raced. What was it that held me back? Was it fear? Comfort? The weight of expectations? I needed clarity before moving forward. I imagined the possibilities. Each choice, a doorway to a different reality. Could I handle the change? Could it be better? But then there was silence. A soft voice inside whispered, what if you regret not trying at all? I felt a nudge. With that thought, I stood taller. I began to accept that growth often comes from discomfort. Maybe it was time.
I took a step, then another. Each footfall echoed the blend of excitement and fear. The journey was starting. Conversations flashed in my mindwards from friends and family, each pushing or pulling, adding to my internal debate. And I couldn't help but smile. Each of those voices held a piece of my story. They mattered, but so did my own choices. I realized then who I choose to be is a culmination of every moment. I must shape my own future starting now. The sun dipped low, casting long shadows. I could sense the world around me alive with potential. It was my turn. Now it's time to embrace uncertainty. The unknown awaits, and with it the promise of new beginnings. The air felt thick with potential. I took a deep breath, stepping forward, my heart racing. Each step was heavy yet liberating. There was no turning back now. I remember the doubts whispering like echoes in my mind, but I pushed them aside. What if I fail? I laughed softly, realizing that failing was part of the journey. Then I thought, what if I succeed? The idea lit a spark inside me. It's funny how a single thought can shift your entire perspective.
I reached a crossroads, unsure which way to go. Each road representing a choice. Choosing one meant letting go of the other. A silent inner struggle. Suddenly, I remembered my fears were just illusions, just like clouds that drift away. I decided to follow the path less traveled. If not now, when? Every step brought new sensations. The crunch of leaves, the cool, breezy berry thing felt alive. And then, a sudden feeling a mix of fear and thrill. It was exhilarating. It struck me pain isn't just a burden. It can also be a teacher. I reflected on moments I had ignored the discomfort. Those were the lessons I needed. We often numb ourselves, trying to escape. But what if we leaned in? Embracing pain could lead to understanding, clarity, and growth. I reached the top, surprised by the view. It was beautiful, just like my journey. I stood there, breathing deeply, letting the realization wash over me. This was just the beginning.
The horizon stretched endlessly, filled with possibilities waiting to be explored. But with every step forward, I knew challenges would arise. That's life, isn't it? I felt ready. A mix of fear and excitement surged through me. This journey wouldn't be easy, but then again, nothing worthwhile ever is. I realized pain is part of the story, but it doesn't define it. What story will I write? The choice is right here, right now. I stand still, my heart racing as the weight of my choice lingers in the air. What if I fail? What if I shine? Suddenly, a memory floods my mind. A time I hesitated, letting opportunity slip through my fingers. The thought stings. I can't let fear dictate my journey. Embracing the unknown feels right. I take a deep breath, feeling the air fill my lungs. It's just me in this moment. I choose to engage. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. With each step, I feel lighter. Each raindrop is a reminder of the passion I've held back.
Va, no definiu textio per anaria.